I've got a plane here. This plane has got default UVs, generally what you get for any plane. So I will be selecting this plane and convert into an emitter. But before that, what I do is I select the plane and assign a shader. I'll assign a Lambert shader, and I will open attribute editor. And in color, I will choose a ramp. And I choose the circular ramp. So I'm just trying to create this particular patch as the source of emission. So what I've got here is a white patch in the center. This is ramp number 1. So in this ramp emission, I'll be selecting the white color part, and in that particular white color, I will apply a 2D texture, either noise or fractal. So I choose noise texture, and you got this. And I've changed certain values. Mainly I've changed the depth max to 1, and I've changed the frequency to low, and I got some big circles of white color here, and we have this time. Okay, this time when this value is changed, you see the white circles are moving to different places. They're just moving here and there. So here either I can do a set key to this attribute at frame number 1, put a value and do a set key, and then go to a particular frame, maybe 250 frames, and then put that value to something and then do a set key. You can do that, but there is other way where I mostly do is by expression. We can right click here, create a new expression, and then noise1.time, it's a name of the attribute. Here I'll write is equals to time, and then I just create it. Now what happens is that dots move like that. Okay, I'm just trying to make the particles to be emitted and then stopped from different places. It gives a very natural effect to the fire. If you feel that that texture is too slow, you can always multiply this time to how much speed you want to add or multiply, and then that particles move a little bit more fast now. You can always change the size here and then get more organic boiling texture. Okay, so this is the first thing I just want here to be created. Now what I do is I select this particular plane and emit from the object, surface emitter, create. Once I've got that, I'll select the emitter, and here I'll put the texture. So I'll go to the hypershade, and texture. This ramp emission which I have created, I'll drop it here. And also I'll enable texture rate and select the particles and give the particles a color, and then see what you get there. So you're getting the particles, the count is pretty low. So I select the emitter and put the count to 5000, and then I'll increase the speed to 5. So you see the particles emit with the speed. Okay, that gaps are what I want. Now I'll keep playing with the number. I'll put a value to 1500, 15,000, because I just want more denser particles here. So I select the particle and then change the particle type to streak. Okay, and I will change the particles lifespan mode to random range and then play it. Then you see the particles emit, and then after a particular point they stop. So I increase the lifespan to 3 seconds and they move up to certain height. It goes little bit more further and then stops there. And I put the lifespan random range to 2 units so that I get the feathered edge in the end, which is more organic. Now I select the particles and I'll apply a field, and here I'll be choosing a field called turbulence. I'll just create by selecting the particles, and the options are default. First option is attenuation, which I'm going to make it to 0, and I may expect the particles go little bit noisy, more organic, like that. I select these particles and change the particles to multi-streak so that you could see that this little bit more denser, like that. I select the particles and I apply a particle called uniform field. I'll create the default uniform, and the first setting I would like to change is the attenuation. I'll make it to 0, and the direction I'll change it to positive y, 1 in the y. The particles are more pulled towards the upper side. In the phase y, I will write an expression equals to time. One way is right click, create expression, select that, drag here and just type equals to time and the expression with the semicolon. But the other way is just here write equals to time, and then the particles, the noise, the textures, generally turbulence will have a texture. The textures placement keeps on changing in the y direction. That's what phase y does. So you see the noise pattern moving up. I select the uniform field magnitude reduce, and the turbulence frequency I'll put it too low. You see that a big sort of waves there because of the low frequency. I select the particle and then change the lifespan to 1.5 and lifespan random to 1. I just want to keep it shorter. I can select the particle and add one more turbulence if needed. So I'm selecting the attenuation value, I'll make it 0, and in phase Z I'll write an expression equals to time and put the high frequency there. So you got a bigger movement and then a smaller one, so it gives more organic fire there. I can select the particles and then change the tail size by clicking the current under type a little bit more. And I change the color to white at the object level, and in the color, in per particle attribute section, which is this section, I am going to add color attribute. So by enabling this and say add attribute, it brings up an attribute called RGB PP. Right click there and apply a texture, and mainly it is a ramp texture. So this ramp is connected to the particle's edge. I'll talk about that once I created it. You have input U, you got input V, and you are mapping it to a new ramp, not the ramp which is already existing there. You are creating a new one, and input V, you are connecting it to the particle's edge. It means you will be creating a ramp, which is this. I can change this to a rainbow preset. Now this particular tile of texture, if you see, this direction is considered as the U direction and this direction is considered as a V direction. 0 to 1 in U, 0 to 1 in V. So I have connected input V to the particle's edge. So it means I just press 6 on the keyboard, and then when I play, when the particle takes its birth, it gets a red color. In the middle edge, it gets it green, and when it is going to die, it gets a blue. So you get that nice gradient in the texture. I can select the particle, and here we have this option called color accumulation. When we add, that colors will be added. Where the particles are lighter, it's got the blue, but when it is added with another particle, you are seeing a change of color. So you can use this, it's optional, but it's okay. I select this red color and then change it to white, and this color I'll just change it to and this one I'll put it to black. I'm just trying to get that colors of fire. I just change this to black color so that you could see that nice rich colors. I select the ramp and then put the white to the lowest, like that. So color accumulation is that you see where the particles are too dense has got yellow, where they are less denser it got its color. So it's like adding when in the depth, if you got more particles, their RGB values so keep on adding. So that's what this looks like. Now I just want this edges to be fading because they look very odd. They're not looking very natural. I just want them to blend or disappear or just blend into the atmosphere. So for that we have to make it to transparent. So for that we have opacity here. In that we choose add per particle attribute. In per particle attribute you want to create a opacity PP attribute. I say switching on this option and then saying add attribute. So that gives me a opacity PP attribute there, and then I just go here and create a ramp. Same setting will work, and then when we create it gives me a ramp. So what that actually means is when the particle takes its birth it is opaque. As it is going to die, it becomes transparent, and we don't see this hard points in the edge. So they blend to transparency. It looks more natural. This model has got less polygons, so a polygon, a direction, a polygon, a direction, because we know that this emitter normals are controlling this. So if you feel there are big splits here, you can always go for a higher resolution model like that. So things may be very different in that case. You don't get that big split there. So if you feel that frames are jumping here, you need to, it happens when the scene is heavy. You need to just right click, playback speed, and set it to play every frame. And then you see the particles play smoothly. And definitely they are not playing in the real time. They are playing a little bit fast sometimes and slow sometimes based upon how fast it can calculate it. So the texture is helping me to create these gaps in the emission. You can always select the emitter and then change the way it behaves. You see that big gaps, right? That gaps are what I'm expecting. So as I keep on adding the number, the area of that gaps will be very different. And that makes the effect look more natural. Okay, the small gaps, more flaky, I mean massive fire. On the top of this we can maybe add a smoke layer with another set of particles and sprites, but this should be enough at this point of time. Okay.